Hello everyone and welcome back to another AFK journey video. In this video I wanted to make a very quick guide for battle drills which will be coming out tomorrow. It is the Nathaniel boss, the map we've had before. I want to briefly talk about the pathing to follow and then also the 15 heroes I'm going to be locking in and that I recommend to other people as well. I'm not going to make it overly complicated. This is going to be like basically how to get into this game mode and get your rewards as quickly and easily as possible, because all you have to do is clear the boss one time to get the 500 diamonds. Then it doesn't really matter from that point on. Okay, so looking at the map, you're going to be divided into 3 different bases to begin with, and there are not 10 members available on the top 2 and 11 on the bottom, but basically going to be pretty evenly distributed across all of the bases. So the path that we're going to want to follow is not going to be around the outer edges. Like I said a long time ago, what we're going to do is the top 2 bases should join and meet up at the central guard, which will also give you a buff. And so in order to do this, you'll have to clear 10 easy guards or passages and then another 10. And also a small stronghold will have to be taken down. But that should be pretty easy to do with the Iron Nuke team, which we'll talk about when we talk about the heroes to be deployed. So in total, this should be really quick. In one day, you should definitely be able to connect these 2 formations at this central stronghold. Attacking this stronghold, you'll want to be using your Iron Nuke team. So Iron, Parissa, Carolina, Arden, and Damien, or Smokey. Smokey is probably better for damage, but Damien can also work if you are using Smokey for something else. Okay, and as for the bottom players will also want to try to connect to the upper guilds, and so they're going to take a path. Either you choose right or left. They're exactly symmetrical. So let's say you're choosing the right path. You're going to do these 10 guards, attack this minor stronghold, move on to the other 10 easy guards, and then you're going to begin working down this other buff tower stronghold, which if you're strong enough and enough people have the Iron Nuke team built up to Mythic Plus and above, you're probably going to be able to clear this on day 1 as well, and then you're just going to continue working up the map. In my opinion, I think it is faster to do this times 10 and then this small stronghold and then up to connecting to this base. And as soon as the top 2 bases are done connecting at this tower, they can begin working down this right path as well to help connect to your team. But just focus one path, either right or left, it doesn't matter. But if we're choosing right for the bottom base, then the top bases should also choose the right path to connect more quickly. And then hopefully by the end of day 1, you can have all of your bases connected. That is the game plan. And then you're going to be sharing all of the buffs that you have from your bases. All 3 of these are actually going to be stacking. So it's going to be 450% increased non-normal attack damage. And the stronghold buffs are also going to be shared between all of your teams. And then from that point on, it's going to be really easy to clear different areas of the map. And you can just begin working towards acquiring this final buff from the final tower. Actually, there is a difference between these 2. 50 haste and restores 40 energy per second for all allies, or a moment of glory whenever an ally casts the ultimate. I think both are good, and eventually you'll want to get both. I don't know which one is optimal to pick first, but maybe left is better than right. I don't know, but I would just choose one path and then go for it. I think both buffs will make kind of an equivalent sort of difference in the early stages. Okay, and then you're going to be connected, and then you're just going to clean up the whole map. And you're going to be only begin attacking these really strong guards after you have all 3 buffs, or at least 2 buffs and all 3 bases connected. Because then you can get these 30 capture bonuses, and that is going to give you, that is basically going to allow you to get up to your command center requirement to slot in more heroes into your command center, because you also need to try to meet that. I can't remember exactly how much we needed. I think we needed 100 capture bonus in order to slot in the next 5 heroes. But yeah, okay, now as for the different teams to run, so one is going to be the Iron Nuke team. So I'm gonna just to make it really clear, I'm going to show it to you in the resonating hall. So Iron, Carolina, Arden, Parissa is really important, and Parissa and Carolina should be on the wilder buff tiles in the back because they deal the most damage. Arden should be off of them, and in my opinion, either I think resonating spell onto the Carolina on the rearmost tile. That's probably what I would do. And so that's what I recommend. And then finally, Smokey is better in terms of damage compared to Damien. But you can also run Damien here if, for example, you want Smokey in a different team. So that is basically your Iron Nuke team. And you're going to use these for the small strongholds, the big strongholds, buff tower strongholds, all these 5-man enemy teams. You want to save these heroes until you get to the stronghold because this is going to burn through the stronghold. Now, if, for example, you're appointed to clear the passageways and other people will take care of the strongholds, then you can use these heroes in the passages. They do really well. For example, Iron, Prissa, Arden, Carolina, they're all AoE damage dealers. Smokey is an attack buffer. These are all the perfect options for passages teams. So these are also usable in passages, but they're just better in the stronghold to save them for that. Now for passages, what is the team that I usually run? I run this team, and even on hard difficulty of passages, just running these 3 heroes, the first 3 Graveborn heroes I've slotted in here, Viperon, Cece, and Igor, I'm able to clear passages in under 30 seconds, which allows you to get the maximum stamina back. Now, a minor point about passages is if you can clear it with 3 heroes instead of 5, you're going to be using less stamina overall. But if you're having any difficulty like clearing it within 30 seconds, then you're not going to get the maximum stamina given back to you. So then I would just run a whole 5-man team with more firepower. Maybe, for example, Sylvina if you wanted to. It can be anything that deals a lot of damage. Taylene is really good. Yeah, a lot of damage right from the beginning of the match. Tassi, I don't know. Tassi with Lightbearers would probably be crazy as well. But yeah, there are a lot of options for passages teams. And I usually go for the Graveborns. Or you can go for like the Iron, Arden, Carolina heroes. But I would like to save them for the Stronghold. So in the beginning of the battle drills, I slot in these 3 Graveborn heroes, not the Sylvina. And then I slot in the Iron Nuke team. And then you have 2 slots left. It's kind of awkward because I'm trying to clear everything with the 3 heroes, and then what do I do with the other 2 leftover slots? So that's also the awkward thing, and why you could just run a full 5-man team for the passages. It's not that big of a deal. And just try to clear it within 30 seconds to get the maximum stamina back. Okay, now talking about the final team, which is going to be the boss team. And this is good for every boss. The mini bosses, Shadow Mariel, Shadow Salazar, and also it is good for the Nathaniel boss himself. And of course, it is going to be the Lightbearer team. Now for this team, you're going to need to have Corin at Mythic Plus. That is absolutely essential. And Elsa doesn't need to be ascended. You can just have her even at 1 copy and she's going to do her job. But for the rapid ultimate casting, it really powers up this team because you have that moment of glory and it is stackable. Each time you cast an ultimate, you gain the attack and crit. It allows Corin to just pop off like crazy. Smokey is also the best because he provides the attack and haste buff for your team. But like, I mean, yeah, I mean, you could use Mikola here as well, but Smokey is better because you have more ultimate casting with Smokey compared to Mikola. But Mikola at lower ascension also has ultimate casting. Honestly, you could use Mikola here instead of Smokey. If you wanted to use Smokey, for example, in your Iron team and have Mikola here, Mikola can even work at low copies. Tide Call spell is the best for usually any Lightbearer team with Rowan on the buff tile because you're going to be rapidly spamming your ultimates and you're going to be applying the Tide Call debuff pretty much permanently. For the final hero, it just has to be another Lightbearer hero. Like in the other Battle Drills bosses, Lucius was actually the best option because the shielding was needed to protect your team from getting knocked up and stuff. In this boss, the shielding isn't really needed, but you can run him. Like he's a Lightbearer hero, he provides rapid ultimate casting, he's going to be within like range, like within 2 tiles of Corin, which will guarantee to power up Corin's basically Mythic Plus and giving him the true damage because his allies need to be within 2 tiles casting ultimates in order for Corin to get the true damage proc. So you can do Lucius, you can do Cassidy, you can use Marilee, basically anything. But just you have Corin and Rowan on the buff tiles and Elsa and Smokey just in the middle of the map. And that's it. This is your boss team. And this is the only boss team you need. As long as you have Corin at Mythic Plus, this is going to be like hitting like 50 billion damage or more. And with the Lightbearer double buff tiles. And then you will not need another boss team for this specific boss. So just a quick and easy guide is you have the 1 boss team, you have the 1 stronghold team with the Iron Nuke team, and then you have 5 heroes for passages. Like you can use the Graveborns like I mentioned. You can use any form of AoE damage like Taylene, Ludovic type comp. Anything that will clear the enemies really quickly within 30 seconds with a lot of AoE damage. So anyway guys, hopefully this was helpful and good luck on the Battle Drills map tomorrow. And again, all you have to do to get the maximum rewards is clear the boss 1 time, which in an active guild you shouldn't struggle with that. They have made it like pretty easy. Like in the previous battle drills we had, it was really like within 2 days our guild actually cleared the boss. And of course our guild is pretty strong, but we were also using a suboptimal strategy going around the sides of the map. But anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hopefully this was helpful, and if you want to chat with me more, ask me specific questions, you can join my AFK Journey Discord server. There's a link to that in the description of this video. But until the next video guys, thank you for watching, and everyone, peace out for now.